Desiring more is easy, but some gospel singers have crossed limits that seemed impossible. They've broken barriers, shattered expectations, and risen above the ordinary. For those who sing for Christ, there are no boundaries when it comes to fulfilling their divine calling. Video, we will explore 15 gospel singers who had no boundaries when they had to fulfill their physical desire. You will be surprised to hear some of the well-known names who look totally normal but were freaks. 1.
All around me, I'm gonna let it shine.
Sister Rosetta Tharpe was a trailblazer in every sense of the word, a woman whose influence on gospel, rock and roll, and popular music cannot be overstated. With her electrifying guitar playing and soul-stirring voice, she broke barriers in the male-dominated music industry of the mid-20th century. Her performances were a fusion of spiritual fervor and secular showmanship, captivating audiences across racial and cultural divides. Yet, behind her public persona as a gospel icon, Tharpe's personal life was equally as dynamic and complex, reflecting a woman who lived boldly and unapologetically. Among the most intriguing aspects of Tharpe's life were the rumors surrounding her romantic relationships. She was married to men at different points in her life, but speculation has persisted about her having a romantic connection with Marie Knight, her musical collaborator and close companion. Knight, a talented singer and pianist, toured extensively with Tharpe during the 1940s and 1950s, and their partnership was both professional and deeply personal. While the exact nature of their relationship remains a subject of debate, the whispers of bisexuality add a fascinating dimension to Tharpe's story, suggesting a woman who navigated love and companionship on her own terms. Tharpe's life was a testament to defying societal expectations. In an era when rigid norms governed both gender and sexuality, she carved out a space for herself that was uniquely her own. Her marriages to men, coupled with the rumors of her relationship with Knight, hint at a fluidity that was far ahead of its time. This complexity makes her not just a musical pioneer, but also a figure of quiet rebellion, challenging the conventions of her day in ways that resonate with modern conversations about identity and authenticity. 2. Clara Ward, a towering figure in gospel music, was known for a powerful voice and dynamic leadership of the famous Ward singers. Alongside her mother, Gertrude Ward, Clara helped shape the sound of modern gospel, bringing a theatrical flair and emotional depth to the genre. Her influence extended beyond music, as she became a cultural icon, performing for audiences ranging from church congregations to international stages. Yet, beneath her public success, Clara's personal life was marked by whispers and speculation, particularly regarding her romantic relationships, which added a layer of complexity to her legacy. Rumors have long swirled about Clara Ward's relationships with women in her gospel group, suggesting fluidity in her romantic life that was uncommon to discuss openly during her time. These rumors, coupled with her known relationships with men, have led to speculation about her bisexuality. While Clara never publicly addressed these aspects of her life, the stories persist, painting a picture of a woman who may have navigated love and companionship in ways that defied the rigid norms of mid-20th century America. Her close bonds with the women in her group, both on and off stage, have fueled these discussions, hinting at a private life that was as rich and multifaceted as her public persona. Clara's life was one of contrasts. She was a gospel star who also embraced the glitz and glamour of the secular world, performing in nightclubs and even appearing in films. This duality extended to her personal relationships, where she seemed to balance traditional expectations with a more unconventional approach to love and partnership. Whether or not the rumors about her relationships with women are true, they underscore the complexity of her identity and the ways in which she may have quietly challenged societal norms. Clara's story is a reminder that even in the most conservative spaces, individuals often find ways to live authentically, even if only behind closed doors. 3. Marie Knight, a gifted singer and pianist, is best known for her collaborations with Sister Rosetta Tharpe, one of the most dynamic partnerships in gospel music history. Together, they created unforgettable performances that blended spiritual fervor with a raw, emotional power that resonated deeply with audiences. Knight's rich, soulful voice complemented Tharpe's electrifying guitar playing, making them a formidable duo in the 1940s and 1950s. While their professional relationship was widely celebrated, rumors about a deeper romantic connection between the two have lingered for decades, adding an air of mystery to Knight's life. Speculation about Marie Knight's personal life, particularly her relationship with Tharpe, has fueled discussions about her sexuality. Some have suggested that Knight, like Tharpe, may have been bisexual, pointing to her close bond with Tharpe, as well as her marriages to men. However, there is no concrete evidence to confirm these rumors, and Knight herself remained private about her personal life, leaving much to interpretation. This ambiguity has only added to the intrigue surrounding her, as she navigated her career and relationships with a quiet dignity that kept the focus on her music rather than her private affairs. Knight's life after her collaboration with Tharpe saw her continue to make music. Though she never quite reached the same level of fame, she remained a respected figure in the gospel and blues communities, known for her powerful voice and unwavering dedication to her craft. Her ability to maintain a low profile in an industry often defined by scandal and spectacle speaks to her strength and character. Whether or not the rumors about her relationship with Tharpe were true, Knight's legacy is one of talent, resilience, and a commitment to living life on her own terms. For Anthony Charles Williams II, known professionally as Tone and later as Batslade, is a multifaceted artist whose career spans gospel, R&B, and electronic music. A prodigious talent, Williams gained early recognition in the gospel world for his innovative sound and bold artistic vision. However, his journey has been as much about his music as it has been about his personal evolution. In 2009, Williams made headlines when he came out as gay, a courageous move that challenged the often conservative norms of the gospel community. Later, he embraced a more fluid identity, identifying as queer, and has been open about his same-sex relationships, though he has not explicitly detailed bisexuality as part of his identity. Williams' decision to come out was a pivotal moment in his life and career, one that came with both support and backlash. As a prominent figure in gospel music, his announcement sparked conversations about sexuality, faith, and acceptance within religious spaces. While some fans and peers celebrated his honesty, others struggled to reconcile his identity with their beliefs. Despite the challenges, Williams remained steadfast in his authenticity, used his platform to advocate for self-acceptance and the importance of living truthfully. His openness about his same-sex relationships has made him a visible figure in the LGBTQ+ community, particularly among those navigating the intersection of faith and sexuality. Throughout his career, Williams has been celebrated for his artistic versatility and willingness to push boundaries. Whether as Tone, the gospel innovator, or Batslade, the genre-defying artist, he has consistently challenged expectations and defied categorization. His music often reflects his personal journey, blending themes of love, struggle, and resilience with a sound that is as eclectic as his identity. While he has not explicitly labeled himself as bisexual, his embrace of queerness suggests a fluidity that resists rigid definitions, aligning with his broader ethos of freedom and self-expression. 5. Carl Bean was a trailblazing figure whose life and work left an indelible mark on both the gospel and LGBTQ+ communities. As an openly gay gospel singer, he defied the norms of his time, using his voice to bridge the gap between faith and identity in a way that was both revolutionary and deeply personal. Born in 1944, Bean grew up in a world that often marginalized those who didn't conform to societal expectations, but he found solace and strength in music, particularly gospel, which became the foundation of his artistry and activism. In 1978, Bean recorded the iconic song, "I Was Born This Way," a bold and unapologetic anthem that celebrated self-acceptance and authenticity. The song, written by Chris Spire and Bunny Jones, became a rallying cry for the LGBTQ+ community, resonating with its message of embracing one's true self. Decades before Lady Gaga's similarly titled hit, Bean's version was a groundbreaking declaration of pride and resilience, offering hope and affirmation to countless individuals who struggle with their identities. The song's impact was profound, cementing Bean's place as a pioneer in the fight for LGBTQ+ visibility and equality. Beyond his music, Bean was a dedicated advocate for social justice and spiritual inclusion. In 1982, he founded the Unity Fellowship Church movement, a denomination that welcomed and celebrated LGBTQ+ individuals, particularly people of color. This groundbreaking initiative provided a safe space for those who had been excluded or ostracized by traditional religious institutions, offering a message of love, acceptance, and empowerment. Bean's work with the Unity Fellowship Church movement was a testament to his belief in the power of faith to transform lives and communities, even in the face of adversity. 6.
Sometimes when I'm walking alone, I know I'm getting scared. I know Jesus. Sometimes when I'm walking alone, I know I'm getting scared. I know Jesus.
Alex Bradford was a towering figure in gospel music, celebrated for his powerful voice, flamboyant stage presence, and pioneering contributions to the genre. Known as a singing rage, Bradford's influence extended beyond his music, as he helped shape the sound and style of gospel during the mid-20th century. His theatrical performances and charismatic personality made him a beloved figure in the gospel world, but his personal life, particularly his sexuality, remained largely private, a reflection of the societal constraints of his time. Rumors and whispers about Bradford's same-sex relationships have persisted for decades, though details remain scarce due to the discretion he maintained. Living in an era when homosexuality was heavily stigmatized and often criminalized, Bradford, like many others, navigated his personal life with caution. While there is no clear evidence of bisexuality or the frequency of his relationships, the stories that have emerged suggest that Bradford may have had discreet romantic connections with men. These rumors, though unconfirmed, add a layer of complexity to his legacy, hinting at a man who balanced his public persona with a private life that defied the norms of his time. Bradford's contributions to gospel music were undeniable. He was a mentor to many, including a young James Cleveland, and his work as a composer, performer, and choir director left an indelible mark on the genre. Songs like Too Close to Heaven and I Can't Lose became gospel standards, showcasing his ability to blend spiritual fervor with theatrical flair that captivated audiences. Despite the challenges he may have faced in his personal life, Bradford's artistry and dedication to gospel music never wavered, solidifying his place as one of the genre's most influential figures. 7. Wilmer Little Axe Broadnax was a groundbreaking figure in gospel music, known for his powerful tenor voice and contributions to legendary groups like the Five Trumpets and the Spirit of Memphis Quartet. Born in 1916 and assigned female at birth, Broadnax lived as a man for most of his life, a remarkable and courageous choice during a time when transgender identities were rarely acknowledged or understood. His deep, resonant voice and commanding stage presence made him a standout performer in the male-dominated world of gospel quartets, and his talent earned him widespread respect and admiration. Broadnax's personal life was as complex as it was private. He was known to have relationships with women, which aligned with his male identity, but there is no evidence or confirmation of bisexuality or any claims about his sexual behavior beyond these relationships. Living in an era when discussions about gender and sexuality were largely taboo, Broadnax navigated his identity with discretion, focusing on his music and maintaining a low profile about his personal life. This quiet approach allowed him to thrive as an artist while protecting himself from the societal scrutiny that could have derailed his career. Despite the challenges he may have faced, Broadnax's impact on gospel music was profound. He was a key member of several influential groups, helping to shape the sound of quartet gospel during its golden age. His nickname, Little Axe, was a nod to his fiery, dynamic performances, which often left audiences in awe. Broadnax's ability to excel in a genre that prized both vocal prowess and masculine energy is a testament to his talent and determination, as well as the respect he commanded from his peers. 8. Billy Preston was a musical prodigy whose extraordinary talent transcended genres, from gospel to pop, rock, and soul. Born in 1946, Preston began playing piano and organ in church as a child, quickly gaining recognition for his virtuosic skills. By the age of 10, he was performing with gospel greats like Mahalia Jackson, and his career only soared from there. Preston's ability to blend the spiritual intensity of gospel with the infectious energy of popular music made him a sought-after collaborator, working with legends like the Beatles, Ray Charles, and Aretha Franklin. His contributions to music were immense, but his personal life, particularly his sexuality, was a more private matter. Preston was openly gay, a rarity for public figures of his era, especially those with roots in the gospel world. He had relationships with men, but there is no public evidence of bisexuality or any claims of excessive sexual behavior tied to his gospel roots or later career. Preston's openness about his sexuality was subtle yet significant as he navigated his identity with a quiet confidence that reflected his focus on his music rather than his personal life. This discretion allowed him to maintain a successful career across multiple genres without becoming defined by his sexuality. Despite his immense talent and success, Preston faced challenges, including struggles with substance abuse and legal issues later in life. However, his musical legacy remains untarnished, with iconic moments like his electrifying performances on the Beatles' Get Back sessions and his solo hits Nothing from Nothing, and Preston's ability to infuse his music with joy, soul, and spirituality made him a beloved figure in the industry, and his collaborations with some of the biggest names in music history cemented his status as a legend. 9. James Cleveland, often referred to as the king of gospel music, was a towering figure in the genre, known for his powerful voice, innovative arrangements, and profound influence on modern gospel. Born in 1931, Cleveland began his musical journey in the church, where his talent quickly set him apart. He became a pivotal force in shaping the sound of gospel music, working with legendary groups like the Caravans and the Hawkins family, and founding the Gospel Music Workshop of America, which remains a cornerstone of the gospel community. His contributions to gospel music are immeasurable, but his personal life, particularly rumors about his sexuality, has been the subject of much speculation. Throughout his career, whispers about James Cleveland's same-sex relationships circulated, though he never publicly addressed these rumors. Living in an era when homosexuality was deeply stigmatized, especially within the black church, Cleveland maintained a private personal life, focusing instead on his music and ministry. The rumors about his relationships with men have added a layer of complexity to his legacy, suggesting a man who may have navigated his identity with caution and discretion in a world that was not yet ready to fully accept him. Despite the speculation surrounding his personal life, Cleveland's impact on gospel music is undeniable. He was a mentor to countless artists, including Aretha Franklin and Albertina Walker, and his compositions, such as Peace Be Still and Lord, Help Me to Hold Out, remain gospel classics. His ability to blend traditional gospel with contemporary influences helped bring the genre to a broader audience, ensuring its continued relevance and vitality. Cleveland's work was deeply rooted in his faith, and his music often served as a source of comfort and inspiration for listeners. 10.
Have I seen such love in any other eye?
Ray Boltz was a prominent figure in contemporary Christian and gospel music, known for his heartfelt songs and powerful messages of faith. For decades, he was a beloved artist in the Christian music scene, with hits like Thank You and The Anchor Holds resonating deeply with audiences. Boltz's music often centered on themes of gratitude, perseverance, and spiritual devotion, earning him a dedicated following and numerous accolades within the industry. However, in 2008, Boltz made headlines for a deeply personal revelation that would change the trajectory of his life and career. That year, Boltz publicly came out as gay, a decision that shocked many in the conservative Christian community, where he had built his career. In interviews, he spoke candidly about his lifelong struggle with his sexuality, describing how he had grappled with his identity while trying to reconcile it with his faith and the expectations of his audience. Boltz explained that he could no longer live inauthentically and chose to step away from the Christian music industry to live openly as a gay man. His announcement sparked widespread discussion and debate, particularly within evangelical circles, about the intersection of faith and sexuality. Since coming out, Boltz has focused on living his truth and supporting others in the LGBTQ+ community, particularly those who, like him, have struggled to reconcile their faith with their identity. While he no longer performs in the Christian music world, He has continued to create music that reflects his journey and his commitment to authenticity. Boltz's story is one of courage and self-acceptance, as he chose to prioritize his well-being and truth over the career he had built. 11. Trey Pearson, the former lead singer of the Christian rock band Everyday Sunday, became a prominent voice in the conversation about faith and sexuality when he came out as gay in 2016. For years, Pearson had been a celebrated figure in the contemporary Christian music scene, known for his energetic performances and heartfelt lyrics that resonated with fans. However, behind the scenes, he was grappling with a deeply personal struggle, trying to reconcile his sexuality with his faith and the expectations of the conservative Christian community. His decision to come out was a pivotal moment, not just for him, but for many who saw their own struggles reflected in his story. In a heartfelt letter published in Christianity Today, Pearson shared his journey of self-discovery, describing the pain of hiding his true self and the fear of rejection from his family, friends, and fans. He spoke openly about the toll it took on his mental health and his relationships, as well as the relief he felt in finally embracing his identity. Pearson's story was not about sexual excess or promiscuity, but about the profound journey of understanding and accepting who he truly was. His honesty and vulnerability struck a chord with many, particularly those in the LGBTQ+ community who had faced similar struggles within religious spaces. 12. Jennifer Knapp is a celebrated Christian and folk rock artist whose music has touched the hearts of countless listeners with its raw honesty and spiritual depth. Rising to fame in the late 1990s and early 2000s, Knapp became a staple in the contemporary Christian music scene, with hits like Undo Me and A Little More. Her introspective lyrics and soulful voice resonated deeply with fans, earning her multiple Dove Awards and a loyal following. However, in 2010, Knapp made a courageous decision that would redefine her career and her place in the Christian community. She came out as a lesbian. Knapp's announcement came after a 7-year hiatus from the music industry, during which she grappled with her identity and the expectations placed on her as a Christian artist. In interviews, she spoke candidly about her journey, describing the internal conflict she felt between her faith and her sexuality. Knapp emphasized that her decision to come out was not about rejecting her faith, but about living authentically and embracing the truth of who she was. Her openness sparked widespread discussion within the Christian community, challenging long-held beliefs about sexuality and inclusion. Since coming out, Knapp has continued to make music, exploring themes of love, identity, and spirituality in her work. She has also become an advocate for LGBTQ+ inclusion within the church, using her platform to encourage dialogue and understanding. Knapp's story is one of courage and resilience, as she has navigated complexities of being a gay woman in a space that has not always been welcoming. Her willingness to share her journey has made her a role model for many, particularly those struggling to reconcile their faith with their sexuality. 13. Marcia Pino is a trailblazing figure in the world of contemporary Christian music, known for her pioneering contributions to the genre and her courageous journey as an openly lesbian artist. In the early 1970s, Pino was a founding member of the influential Christian band Calvary Chapel, which played a key role in shaping the sound of modern worship music. Her songs, such as For Those Tears I Died, later renamed Heaven's Song, became anthems of the Jesus movement, resonating with a generation seeking spiritual connection and renewal. However, her path took a dramatic turn when she came out as a lesbian in the late 1970s, a decision that would challenge the norms of the Christian community and redefine her legacy. Pino's coming out was a bold and groundbreaking act, especially during a time when discussions about LGBTQ+ identities were virtually non-existent in Christian circles. Her decision to live authentically came at a cost, as she faced rejection and condemnation from many within the church. Despite this, Pino remained steadfast in her faith, believing that her identity as a lesbian was not incompatible with her relationship with God. She became an advocate for LGBTQ+ inclusion in the church, using her music and her voice to challenge exclusionary practices and promote a message of love and acceptance. In 1981, Pino founded Balm and Gilead Ministries, an organization dedicated to supporting LGBTQ+ Christians and fostering dialogue about faith and sexuality. Through her ministry, She has worked tirelessly to create spaces where LGBTQ+ individuals can explore their spirituality without fear of judgment or rejection. Her music, which continues to reflect her deep faith and commitment to social justice, has become a source of inspiration for those navigating the intersection of faith and identity. 14. Douglas Miller is a revered figure in the gospel music world, known for his uplifting songs and powerful voice that have inspired countless listeners. With timeless hits like My Soul Has Been Anchored and I'll Keep Holding On, Miller's music has become a staple in churches and gospel playlists around the world. His ability to blend heartfelt lyrics with soul-stirring melodies has earned him a lasting place in the hearts of gospel music fans. However, like many artists, Miller's personal life has been the subject of speculation, with unconfirmed rumors about same-sex relationships circulating in niche gospel histories. These rumors, while never substantiated, have added a layer of intrigue to Miller's story, particularly given the conservative nature of the gospel music industry. In an era when discussions about sexuality were often taboo, especially within religious communities, many artists chose to keep their personal lives private to avoid scrutiny or backlash. Miller, who has maintained a relatively low profile regarding his personal life, has neither confirmed nor denied these rumors, leaving them as part of the quiet speculation that sometimes surrounds public figures. Despite the whispers, Douglas Miller's legacy remains firmly rooted in his contributions to gospel music. His songs have provided comfort, hope, and encouragement to generations of listeners, and his influence on the genre is undeniable. Miller's focus has always been on spreading a message of faith and perseverance, and his music continues to resonate with those seeking spiritual upliftment. Douglas Miller's story is a reminder of the complexities that often lie beneath the surface of public figures. While the rumors about his personal life may never be confirmed, they invite us to consider the challenges faced by individuals navigating their identities in spaces that may not always be accepting. Miller's enduring impact on gospel music is a testament to his talent and dedication, and his songs remain a source of inspiration for those who find solace and strength in his timeless messages of faith. 15. Kevin Terry, a gospel artist known for his powerful voice and contributions to the genre, found himself at the center of a highly publicized scandal in 2014 when an explicit video allegedly featuring him and another man was leaked online. The incident sparked widespread discussion and controversy, particularly within the gospel community, where issues of sexuality and personal conduct are often met with intense scrutiny. Terry, who had built a reputation as a talented singer and worship leader, faced significant backlash and judgment as the video circulated, leading to a challenging period in his life and career. The scandal raised difficult questions about privacy, forgiveness, and the intersection of faith and sexuality. While Terry initially remained silent about the incident, the leak forced him into a public conversation he had not chosen to have. For many, the situation highlighted the double standards and pressures faced by gospel artists who are often held to rigid moral expectations by their audiences. The incident also sparked broader discussions about how the church and the gospel community address issues of sexuality and personal failings, particularly in an age where privacy is increasingly difficult to maintain. In the years since the scandal, Kevin Terry has continued to make music and minister, though the incident undoubtedly left a mark on his career. His journey has been one of resilience, as he has worked to rebuild his life and maintain his faith in the face of public judgment. While the details of his personal life remain largely private, Terry's story serves as a reminder of the complexities and challenges faced by those in the public eye, particularly within religious spaces.